Hi, it's Pank from HnO friends. I hope you're well, and today I want to talk about NLP and quite interesting stuff to realize and take time to go back in our own perception about news, problematics, reality, because actually I read again some basics NLP books from Grinder, Bandler, and it's quite interesting to read it again because we can see the mindset they had at this period of time when they create NLP and how they focus on different points to share their knowledge with people. I like to read to Puslik, who was from the meta group at the beginning of NLP, and one of the main points, and everybody know that it's not new stuff, it's very classical, but I think it's interesting actually to think with that way of perception, to understand that all our anger, revolt, and perhaps some pain can be understand about what's happened in the daily life. People who are killed by police, for example, but it's actually the hotspots in US. What is interesting, it's like I told you yesterday, how can we leave that inside ourselves? How speech, news can suggest to ourselves one way of thinking, and little by little the group can change some behavior of some own speech to about some subject. What I think it's interesting, it's always when we have some population movement, even intellectual movement, because actually a lot of people ask to themselves some question about this problem. It's the same in France, with different point of view, but it's quite the same with this movement. NLP is interesting for one point and other, but one really important one, it's their own definition, their own principle. We know that we are limited by our neurology and by our language. That's basics. However, today, when we read some article in newspaper, when we listen some news, when we listen some speech from people from different community, from different movements, politics or social, you can only observe one point of view, and more of that. You can observe that people just want to see with their own neurology, their view, their feeling, one idea. So the reality, who is never the reality, because no one can understand the reality, is full of filter with our neurology. We are able to see some stuff and don't see some stuff, smell some stuff, and so on, blah, blah. However, if we are limited by our biology, we are more limited by our language. So we know we don't see a lot of stuff in reality. And if we put some new scientific way of thinking with the black hole and black material, we know we see only, if we are in full potential, we could see 4% of the reality. So everything is not reality. It's only some mental construction and language construction about a problem or a solution. And the perception that we create inside ourselves become our own reality, and we want that this reality could be shared by other people. And we see and we can say to people, okay, that's cool, I'm right about what I say, because I have a group of people who can see the same stuff about me. What is interesting is when you talk and you ask questions about their own reality, and you take different people from group, I don't care if it's politics, social, or stuff like that, even if they are learn some, speech now, like in French we had during 40 years a big communism way of thinking. So in communism there are a very interesting way, it's education, but education from the point of view of communism. So people had the same speech because it's what they learn, and they learn with all their open mind at this moment, but the speech show one way of reality, like we do all the time. And communism, socialism, extremism, or even capitalism is just one point of view about something, one part of reality, and we bias that a lot because we put everything, we comfort ourselves in this way of thinking. So it's always interesting when you ask to people about their own reality, their own biological way of seeing the stuff, and own language. They have quite the same language. But when you say, okay, that's cool, you tell me that, you tell me the same, you have in the same vibes, now can you define me the word you told to me? What is racism? What is hate? What is tolerance? What is love? What is law? What is police? You will observe that is the point where people who look to be together are not together at all and just have their own reality because they are not able, or differently able, I think, to understand some stuff about the word and the sentence they use. And with that, they change the way about what they say, and more that, they change a part of reality that sells to you with their own idea about reality, but not the good use about definition of or way of using this sentence to show their own reality. And that's a very interesting point. We never see reality, we create our own reality with neurology and language. And less good we are in language and less in semantics attention we do about what we say and how we create a sentence, more we change our own way of thinking reality and share it to people. So actually when we see people together with the same idea, when you take time to talk with them, they have not the same idea, but they use the same word with a lot of different definitions from people, and in reality they are not agree together to see the reality. So the change or the way to change stuff, it's very hard because we never know what they really want to change in their false reality about their false or their distort semantics. If you have some questions, just let me know, like every day. What is good for you? Take care, bye bye.